Hey everyone, Ryan here with a new It-based concept ride for you. Be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you can watch more of these concept rides I make. Stay tuned until the end and you can vote on what concept ride I make next. So here's what the It ride could look like, but before I go into detail about it, let's talk about where it'd go and why. Let's answer the where question first. I can't imagine this ride being in a Disney park. I think they learned their lesson with scary rides and alien encounter. Six Flags and Cedar Point are out as well, since they don't really do dark rides. Universal is left as the only choice, and that's good because they've shown that they are willing to put big bucks into their dark ride attractions. Now let's talk about the why. It boils down to rider capacity per hour. The Haunted Mansion at Disneyland has an operational ride capacity per hour of 2,880 people. It's one of the best rides in the world when it comes to getting a lot of people on it very fast. Disney also has a people mover which can suck guests up at an alarming rate. Universal doesn't have many rides like that. Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure has been having some serious problems lately in terms of rider capacity. It can't actually have that many people per hour on it currently. It runs 6 trains at a time, which will get it around 1,000 people per hour through the ride. Its Pteranodon Flyers can get around 170 people from what I've read. A new dark ride on the scale as the Haunted Mansion would definitely increase ridership in the park. Which brings us back to the ride. The ride will follow the latest 2 movies and will jump between the past and the present. The ride vehicles will be the same ones used in the Haunted Mansion, and it will be an omnimover, so the whole track is connected as one. We'll start off at the carnival scene from the second movie. Guests will board their vehicles in a room decked out with carnival buildings and theming. Carnival music will be playing throughout this first room. Guests will enter the giant mouth of the fun house to begin the ride. The next room will have the ride vehicles dodge fluorescent swinging clown dummies. There will be some close calls as guests narrowly avoid the clowns. The music starts to get creepier and slower as they travel through this not-so-fun house. Next up is the mirror scene from the movie. This will be the first area of the ride that will show that this ride was made for a mature audience. This is no kiddie ride. Guests will enter the maze of mirrors and catch occasional glimpses of Pennywise. There will be a large blood splat effect on one of the mirrors, which is where Pennywise kills the child from the second movie. There is no more pretense that this is a kiddie ride. Pennywise's voice starts to be heard.
Hello. Here. Take it. Time to float.
Guests enter a dark tunnel and then are greeted by the Nebolt house. This will be a huge room in the ride where you can feel the whole building's presence. There will be dead trees you pass and a dilapidated iron gate. An occasional red balloon might float by an upstairs window. The track goes through the front door of the house, and when guests enter the building, they are greeted with a staircase that their ride vehicles have to climb. Everywhere is coated with cobwebs and dust. The air is stale, but the vehicles move onward. Guests are now upstairs wandering the house. This hallway is incredibly scary as drapes shift sporadically and floorboards squeak. You soon come upon a room full of clowns. Not knowing which could be Pennywise, you continue onwards. There will be a series of Pennywise animatronics hidden in this section. You'll never know exactly where the scare will come from, as each experience will feature Pennywise jumping out from a different direction. There's a hole in the ground and the carts are traveling down it, through the basement and into the sewer system. This will be a dark, grimy place. There will be water down here. Sometimes there will be a drip and other times a steady flow. On the sides will be pipes, and occasionally there might be an eye at the far end staring back at you. You hear Pennywise sing,
Tasty, tasty, beautiful fear.
Up next is a massive rubbish pile scene from the first movie. This will be a monstrous room. The scale of this pile of rubbish will make guests uncomfortable. Oh, that and the fact that there will be floating bodies above them probably won't make guests feel better either. This won't be a still room, but instead will feature multiple objects that move about. The bodies will be floating in circles around the trash pile. There will be several objects in the pile and around it that will move as well. A clapping monkey, a sewer pipe leaking water, and several other objects in motion. Pennywise will also be here. He's happy you're here and greeting you the only way he can think of. Dancing. You'll start traveling on and hear various quotes from the movie like, "If you believe it does," "You're a mimic," "A dumb clown," "A stupid mummy," "Stupid clown." You get closer to jagged pieces of rock sticking up that look partly melted. It's as if a meteor crashed here a long time ago. You pass the corner and see that Pennywise is no longer strong and full of evil energy. He seems to have melted into the ground and is almost begging for you to stop. As you pass by him, you hear him say, "You're all grown up." Guests finally get to the end of the ride and can breathe a sigh of relief as they exit. So that's my It concept ride. I hope it made you float in excitement. But wait, you can vote on which ride we make next. The first option is for an up ride, and the second option is for an Emperor's New Groove ride. Comment below which ride you want us to make next. Also, if you want to support us directly and get cool items each month, check out our Patreon account. Thanks for watching. Would you like a balloon?